Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Comeback Sports Podcast. I'm your host, AJ, and this is Season 2, Episode 10. We got a jam-packed filled episode as usual. We'll be talking about Aaron Rodgers' first live interview since the news drop, Julio Jones trade rumors, LeBron James drama, and the U.S. Milers. So stick around. Now for your quote of the week. You do not give your past the power to define your future. What does that quote mean to me? To me, it's just you should never live in the past. There's always going to be a tomorrow. There may not be a tomorrow. You may pass away suddenly, but you shouldn't dwell on your past and let that stop you from pursuing things in your nearby future or future in the long run. Because sometimes we get caught up in the good old days or the bad days in the past, and it kind of just doesn't really put you at ease. Or you learn to not like your current life or anything like that. And I've always been told, just don't dwell in the past. If you do, you'll never truly be happy. And I truly believe that. Wow, didn't mean to get a little emotional there. But yeah, this is episode 10. It is the season finale of season 2. It's so crazy. I feel like this show has been going by quicker than last time. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm putting more content out and I'm getting out quicker too. So just a couple of updates what's going on with me. I'm going back to Arizona. I'm excited. I just got promoted for my job. I'm a senior level specialist, and part of that role is I got to train people. So I will be going to Arizona to train a new hire for the Arizona office. I'm very excited. In that same week, which will be in June, I'll be going to Michigan for a lake trip with some of my friends. So it's going to be a real busy week. So kind of just starting off with some quick updates on news that's going on in the sports world. Starting with Phil Mickelson became the oldest person to win a PGA championship at the age of 50. Drew Timme from Gonzaga will be returning for his junior year for the college basketball season. Timmy's a 6'10" big man from Texas who went to Gonzaga. He averaged 19 points, 7 rebounds, 2.3 assists last season. He won the Karl Malone Award, annually given to the nation's top power forward, and is one of the most efficient offensive players in the country. So let's talk about my pick for the NBA MVP since the finals came out this week. The 3 finalists are Steph, Jokic, and Joel Embiid. I'm going to go with Steph on this one. He shot lights out in the regular season, had a career overall season, and shot multiple 40-point games in the month of April. People criticized that him and the Warriors didn't make the playoffs. They lost back-to-back play-in tournament games. But he also gave them a shot in the final stretch of the season. The Warriors went 8-2 in the final 10 games of the season. I think that kind of speaks for something. I mean, Steph's an unbelievable talent, and I think he'll win the MVP. Since we're on the NBA in the finals, the playoffs, let's talk about my finals prediction. I'm going to go with the LA Lakers over the Brooklyn Nets. The winner of the West depends on the winner of the Suns versus Lakers series that's going on right now. I think DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul, and Devin Booker are legit. They've been on hot streaks and have turned the team around into something that's very balanced and dominant. But LeBron has never lost in the first round, and I'm not betting against him. And his co-partner, AD, is showing up too. He definitely did in Game 2. Then Brooklyn's an offensive juggernaut. I don't know what team could really stop them because there are some smart, well-coached teams like the Boston Celtics that just cannot answer to their dominance. I think Philly has a good shot at taking them, though. Lakers will win the title, in my opinion, because Brooklyn doesn't really have an experienced coach. I have no idea how well Steve Nash can do under pressure when it comes to some sort of close game decision and it's like the final possession and he has to draw something up. I don't know what he's going to do. I just never seen that situation. And I like Jason Kidd and Frank Vogel over Steve Nash as a coach, honestly. The Lakers also have defensive players like AD and DeAndre Drummond for how big they are, who I think can slow down this Brooklyn offense. So we will see. Maybe my next season when the finals happen, I'll see how right or wrong I am. So let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. Everyone knows I follow Aaron Rodgers a lot, but this story really couldn't be ignored. So Aaron Rodgers did an interview with Kenny Mayne and a late night ESPN show. It was like 11 p.m. on Monday. He tried really hard to not make it about himself, instead about Kenny, since it's his last ESPN show. Rodgers had a huge emphasis on the people and philosophy of the Green Bay culture. Let me pull out the quote for you. With my situation, look, it's never been about the draft pick, picking Jordan. I love Jordan. He's a great kid. We've had a lot of fun to work together. Love the coaching staff. Love my teammates. Love the fan base in Green Bay. An incredible 16 years. It's kind of just about the philosophy and maybe forgetting that it's about the people that make the thing go. It's about character. It's about culture. It's about doing things the right way. Yeah, what that quote really tells me, it's he appreciates the players, fans, and staff. He believes the culture of Green Bay is the people for what they do. This includes doing the right thing for the culture. This tells me that he thinks the Packers front office screwed up. It's not about Jordan Love. It's about how the decision was communicated. The Packers did not give Rodgers a heads up when they internally agreed on picking up their quarterback for the future. Now Rodgers feels slighted since the front office wants to keep him all of a sudden after winning the MVP. When they drafted Love, they were pretty much ready to move on from him. It's still unclear what Rodgers wants from Green Bay to make it right. It could be more help, it could be a trade, or it could just be a formal apology. I've been told most of his wide receivers skip OTAs. I know it's voluntary, but I think it's sending a message that they stand by their quarterback. After hearing this interview, I'm confident he's in a happy place. He didn't really speak spitefully about anyone, really. I think Green Bay could make it right and get him to stay. Just kind of more on that interview. Kenny Mayne he's a very sarcastic guy, dry sense of humor person. He was talking about how Rodgers told him to get into cryptocurrency, and now that he's struggling, he has to buy he lost his job, has to buy a comforter, and he's screwed, and he told him, quote unquote, "Fuck you, Aaron Rodgers." And of course, he just shrugged it off and just laughed about it, just because Rodgers is kind of a troll like that. Rodgers is actually pretty busy. He's on vacation with his fiancée Shailene, Miles Teller, and his wife. And he can sing Taylor Swift. I saw a video of him on Instagram singing one of her songs. And he will be playing golf with Bryson DeChambeau against Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady. I think that's a box office event, if you ask me. I might even watch golf. I have my money on Rodgers' team because golf is a sport about being wit and being calm. It's a sport of wits and being calm. I know this because the correlation of the number of times I say, "God damn it," equals the amount of swings it takes for me to get the ball to the hole. You got to be patient and calm and cannot let your anger get to you. And we all know Brady likes to throw fits, so we'll see how it turns out for him because he's been all about that smoke on Twitter. And Rodgers been clapping back at him too. He had this video, a Star Wars video of Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, and then he had their heads on their bodies, and then they're facing off Boba Fett and Jabba the Hutt, which is Tom Brady and Phil. So it's been fun. We'll see what they get into. Maybe there'll be some more smoke. Let's transition over to something that's kind of a little more serious. This is about Eugene Chung. He is a former NFL player and coach. Chung was told during a recent NFL job interview that he was not the right minority. While interviewing for a job he did not get, the league said in a statement Monday morning, Chung played 5 seasons in NFL. He played for the New England Patriots, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Indianapolis Colts. After his playing career, he served as an assistant coach of the Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs. Though he wasn't held a coach position since being let go by the Eagles after the 2019 season, Chung did not identify the team in question, but he was stunned to hear such a comment. So in summary, Chung interviewed for an NFL position, and they straight up told him, "Nah, we can't hire you. You're not the right minority. We want someone that looks a little more different than you." What kind of person would just straight up say that to a job candidate and expect them not to be upset? It's disgusting. Job candidates should still be measured how well they can perform the job, not by how light or how dark their skin is. The same applies in the real world. Imagine this happened to you. You go through a series of interviews for your dream job, and it's going great. You feel like you're a good fit. It has good benefits. It's everything you want. And then the final interview, someone says, hey, we can't hire you. We want to go for someone a little more darker than you. You'd be pretty upset. You'd be nothing less than upset. It still blows my mind that the NFL has to offer draft picks and other incentives just to get a team to hire minorities. They should be hiring them without incentives. All candidates deserve a fair process, and it's just ridiculous. I'm happy that I'm not happy, but I am proud of how professional he was about it. But it just has to stop. So let's talk about Julio Jones now and some trade rumors. Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless were in the middle of their undisputed show on Monday. The topic was if the Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Julio Jones was going to get traded to the Dallas Cowboys. Shannon Sharpe called Julio live on the air to ask him. Julio admitted he wants to leave Atlanta and go somewhere else to win. Shannon asked if he wants to go to Dallas. Julio admitted he doesn't want to go there. Shannon then told him he was on the air and their conversation ended shortly after. The clip, of course, surfaced the internet, and some people made a joke that Skip is hurting inside by the response. And other people believe that Julio had no idea he was on the air and that Shannon did him dirty by catching him off guard and unrepresented. Do I think he got screwed by Shannon? No. This is an entertainment show. The call was probably planned. If it wasn't, Fox and Shannon would probably be in legal trouble right now. Also, Julio's tone didn't really change when Shannon told him he was on the air. Maybe it didn't really process to him, but either way, I just don't think this was off script. So is he going to get traded? Yeah. Atlanta just picked up an offensive talent like Kyle Pitts, and they need to consider their quarterback for the future. And I think they will trade Julio for a first-round pick, a defensive piece, and a few complimentary picks. Here's my top places, starting with number 4. Number 4 goes to the Green Bay Packers. They make the list because they can solve one problem for Atlanta, a quarterback for the potential future, Jordan Love. This would make Rodgers happy, and maybe not. Actually, I'm not sure if it would make him happy, but let's assume it would make him happy, and it would probably get him to stay in Green Bay. You would have Devontae Adams and Julio Jones. Jesus Christ. But Green Bay doesn't have enough cap space, and the Rodgers future with the Packers is still unknown at the moment. Number 3, the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson could use some help, but then again, they just drafted a wide receiver, and this is a team that likes to run the ball more, and I'm not sure what they can do besides offer a pick. I'm curious who would be wide receiver 1. Would it be Julio or Hollywood Brown? Because of Julio's injury history and age, his usage rate shouldn't be at that wide receiver 1 in my opinion. My number 2 prediction would be the Tennessee Titans. The Titans have A.J. Brown, who could still be the wide receiver 1, and Ryan Tannehill has proven that he's a playoff tier quarterback. But because of the limited cap space, I don't think they could afford Julio either. So my number 1 prediction would be the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos are my pick because this is a team that I think will most likely take them. They have a large cap space, an aggressive GM, and an arsenal of receivers to relieve the stress on Julio's usage. The defensive-minded team can probably offer a player that can help Atlanta's defense. Teddy Bridgewater could use Julio's talents, and the next quarterback could as well. And anything's possible, man, but who knows? It could be a team we don't know, but if I were to take a pretty accurate guess, it's going to be someone that's not in the NFC. So that's why I kind of picked the Broncos as my top pick for this trade. Let's transition now to NBA talk, starting with the star of the league, LeBron James. Before I go into this segment, I just want to say LeBron is the most talented player in basketball we may ever see. He has the athleticism that can be translated to more than one sport, an incredible high basketball IQ, and a great public image. He also does great things for the underprivileged kids in his hometown community. He can do it all. I'm not a Bron sexual or a Bron hater, but during the month of May, he irritated me a little bit. He has a history of flopping when opposing players are aggressive towards him, but this time it's been bad. He got hit in the eyes by Draymond Green in the play-in tournament. After he got hit, he laid in the ground and laid there for over a minute. Being hit in the eye is scary, I will admit. It's your source of vision. It startles you bad. But the reaction made it seem like he got poked his eyes out or something. Green did slap his face, but not poke his eyes out. Because it was his eye, I'll let the reaction slide. But then on Sunday against the Suns in Game 1, Bron and CP3 were going for a rebound. CP3 bumped into him in the process, and somehow LeBron lost his balance and hit the ground and landed on his shoulder. He lays there and starts rolling around. In the process, Alex Caruso and Cameron Payne get into a altercation, and one of them gets ejected. And Bron was still laying there. I believe this was a complete flop. You see plenty of players do this, and they do because they want to draw the foul. But other players are not held to a standard like LeBron. I understand if he got hurt by these game moments, but he doesn't need to roll around and then get up like nothing ever happened. I root for LeBron. He's one of the best role models in sports history, but this is the NBA. And this is the NBA playoffs, actually, where your game and mentality needs to be in top shape. He needs to lead by example, not only for his team, but for the league in general. Your aggression and playmaking abilities will win you a series, not how well you can draw a foul. And speaking of this playoff series against the Suns, I just want to give a shout out to Devin Booker. So Devin Booker is a two-time All-Star, 6-year NBA shooting guard for the Phoenix Suns, and for the first time in his career, he made the playoffs. Booker went for a franchise record-setting 34-point performance in his playoff debut against the Lakers. Booker is a young player I really admire. He's phenomenal. At the age of 20, he scored 70 points in a single game and scored more than 40 points in 4 more occasions. Some players can never do that. He's just all-around great guy, has a positive attitude too. Him and the Suns went to the NBA bubble last season, and they played all their games undefeated. But they couldn't make the playoffs because there were other teams with better overall records, and they had to get booted out. But after that, I knew the Suns were going to be a force not to reckon with. Having Chris Paul on your roster made things even better. They were missing a true point guard that can control the tempo of the game, and that was the icing on the cake. I honestly think the winner of the Suns-Lakers series will determine who will win the championship. Kind of a crazy thing to say, but I truly think that. These are really great teams. Regardless of what happens to him and the Suns in the playoffs, they will be back next season. So let's talk about some track and field. Those of you know, I have a huge track background. Not huge, but it's my main sport. It was the sport I played all through high school and college, and I still run on the side. So let's talk about this young runner named Yared Nuguse. Yeah, Yared Nuguse, that's the name. In May, Notre Dame's Yared Nuguse shocked the college running world with a 3-minute and 34-second victory in the first round of the 1500-meter ACC Outdoor Track and Field Championships. That is a collegiate record. Off the gun, he took the lead, and no one bothered to go with him. He was solo the whole race. By the time he got to the bell lap, the last lap of the race, he had a 100-meter plus lead. No one was in sight. And when he finished, he obviously looked really tired. At first, I thought, this is stupid. Now he's going to be gassed out for the finals. However, he still won it. He won it in 3 minutes and 40 seconds. So I guess it wasn't that stupid. I looked further on why he did that, and it was because it was his best chance to make the qualifying time for the U.S. Olympic trials. His coach, Sean Carlson, said it was a low stressful environment to do it versus NCAA nationals. If it wasn't going well, he could just tell him to slow down and try again another time. which makes sense to me since Noguchi was the for sure pick to win the ACC title. Noguchi had an interview with Runner's World, and he said he wanted to prove something. And that was something that I really liked. Over time, I felt like U.S. milers and 1,500-meter runners have just been soft. They like to strive for this efficiency and strategy by being very conservative the very first 3 laps. And then on the last lap, the bell lap, they play this game called, all right, who has the best kick to win this race? It's annoying. It doesn't really show me how good of a miler you are. It just shows you how good you are at sitting and kicking. Then people wonder why U.S. doesn't perform well against runners from other countries when they show up to race them. People say, well, it's because they are natural runners. Their training's better than ours. They have less comfortable conditions overseas, so it's easier for them to race against us in America. No, it's not really that. It's because they don't race the same way that Americans do. The sit and kick stretches does not have a response when runners from Norway, Ethiopia, Kenya decide to pace themselves evenly and come out hard at the gun. American runners want to prove they are the smartest milers, but runners like Noguchi wants to prove he's the toughest miler. Do I think Noguchi has a chance of making the U.S. Olympic team this year? Probably not, but I think he has a chance next time. The running world shouldn't look at this performance as a collegiate record. They should look at it as an example of how we can compete with the rest of the world. Man. Those are kind of my main big topics for the day, but let's kind of talk about some little stuff. Might as well just chill. I found out that Phillip Rivers, former NFL quarterback for the Chargers, for the LA Chargers and Indianapolis Colts, became a high school football coach. Honestly, I think this is perfect for him. Just his mannerisms and attitude towards the game and people is just perfect. Like, did you know Phillip Rivers hates saying cuss words? He'll just be in the middle of the game, be like, "Oh, damn, flab it." It's just so funny. And I saw a comment on this Instagram video about his job, saying that Phillip Rivers has enough kids to have a whole starting lineup on offense. It's true. I think he has like 10 or 11 kids, and he obviously has a whole roster for an NBA team too. So that could be something to consider. Maybe he should start his own team called, I don't know, the Rivers. I don't know, the Rivers. You know, their last name is Rivers, and they are the Rivers. There you go. That'd be a good name. Another news, a 76ers fan hit Russell Westbrook with popcorn when he was walking down the tunnel into the locker room. He was pissed. And I think I heard something else happen at the Atlanta Knicks game where a Knicks fan, I don't know, threw something at Trae Young, and of course he was pissed. And I'm pretty sure both these fans are banned from the stadiums or the courts. Yeah, as I mentioned, like going to Arizona, and it's coming up in June, and there's some stuff I want to do there. I didn't get a chance last time. Last time I was there, it was February. It wasn't cold, but it was kind of brief. I came in like a Monday afternoon, then I had to leave in a Wednesday afternoon, so my week there was just really rushed. But I'll be there on a Sunday, and I'll be there Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, so I'll have a longer time stretch this time. I would like to maybe go hiking, maybe just go outside and enjoy some outdoor sports, get drunk, have some good food, hang out with my coworkers. Maybe depending on my leg feels, I might even go on a couple morning runs. So that'd be exciting to do. It's a shame that by the time I get there, the Lakers-Suns series will probably be over. My CEO of my company, he's a huge LeBron hater. He hates LeBron so much. He just does it just to piss off my coworker who's a big LeBron fan. He said, LeBron is going to be in Arizona. I'm going to show up there just to throw tomatoes at him. This guy just loves to be a troll. So unfortunately, I won't be able to see LeBron. Some people say I look like Devin Booker, though. Maybe that's why I like him, because he looks like me. I should just wear his jersey around Phoenix, because that's where I'll be at. and see how many like free drinks or pictures I get with some people. Speaking of like being the man on NBA, I announced my NBA Jam retirement. I know it's kind of strange. Like if you've ever played the game NBA Jam, it's an arcade game where you just play. It's kind of like NFL Street or NFL Blitz, where you're just playing arcade versions of like Madden or 2K. But yeah, I announced my retirement from the game. I won my 4th title at the Office arcade, and it was probably good that I stopped because it kept me from working. So I'm sure everyone was excited that I stopped playing. They got a couple pictures here. You know, me playing the game, embracing the moment. Oh yeah, here's a post game interview of my retirement. So check this out.
So I'm here with AJ, the grand world champion of NBA Jam. AJ, what does it feel to be the champion?
You know what, man? It just feels like any other win, man. It feels great. I mean, put a lot of work into this game for about 5 months now. Day in, day out, just play. The more you play, the better you get. I have 4 titles now, and I think it's time for me to announce my retirement.
I see. And AJ, what do you think is your greatest accomplishment in terms of stats for NBA Jam?
Most wins, definitely up there. Best win percentage. Top defensive player was definitely the toughest one. But you know what? Just sticking to the game was my biggest accomplishment.
Great. And our last question for you. So what's next for our champion? What do you do from here?
I'm going to Disney World. Thank you. Yeah, obviously it was a big moment for me. So yeah, I'll let you know how Disney World goes. And speaking of more work shenanigans, I might have mentioned in the last episode that me and my coworkers, 3 of my coworkers, we got into this lip sync video challenge with other coworkers. The reason we got into it is because if we win, we get a cash prize. And so we took it seriously, man. Yeah, me and my coworkers, we did a mashup of songs, but the main song we did was All I Do Is Win by DJ Khaled. Old song, yeah. But we wanted to have a song that everybody would know, because not everybody keeps up with music or has the same music taste, and I'm pretty sure the majority of the officers have heard this song before. Yeah, so here's a quick clip of me doing the lip sync, and I think some of you guys will enjoy this, so check this out.
Put your hands in the air, make 'em say that. Ludacris going in on the verse, cause I never been defeated and I won't stop now. Keep your hands up, get them in the sky for the homies that ain't making it, my folks locked down. I never went nowhere, what they saying Luda's back. Blame it on that contour, the hood call it Luda-yak. And I'm on this foolish track, so I spit my foolish flow. My hands go up and down, like strippers' booties go. My verses still be serving, tight like a million virgins. Last time on a college remix, now I'm on the original version. Can't never count me out, y'all better count me in. Got 20 bank accounts, accountants count me in. Make millions every year. The South.
Yeah, obviously, you know, me and my coworkers are a bunch of weirdos, but we won. Got my nice little cash prize, and you know, I was excited. I thanked everybody. I thanked the fans, of course, and I also said,
"Tell them to bring me my money."
Yeah, so you see what I mean. Overall, I mean, the month of May has been such a great month. I went to a wedding. I got vaccinated. I got a promotion. I got a raise with that promotion. I won a lip sync contest. But yeah, there's just so much going on. And it's the season finale. I've gotten a lot done. I'm also going to another wedding, too, this weekend. I feel like it just doesn't end. I'm sure I'm missing some important things, but overall, the whole month's been great. And just the whole season of this show has been great. I started my own social media pages. I have a Twitter and Instagram. I've gotten better at editing. I learned how to clip videos better. Sure, I haven't really got that much better in terms of subscribers, but it's fun. I'm glad I'm getting better at this, and it's nice to take a quick break because June's going to be pretty busy, so I think I need a well-rested vacation from the show. I'll miss doing this, of course, but it's always good to take breaks. I feel like I don't give myself enough breaks when it comes to actual work, so I might as well make this, you know, this is my work, but it's work that I can control. And I'll promise you this, Season 3, it's going to be better. I'll have more guests, and I'll have better content. I'll have better speaking skills. I feel like I've gotten better at talking in the microphone. But speaking of guests, I do want to thank everybody that's been on the show this season. I want to thank Brian. I want to thank my brother-in-law Ethan. I want to thank Hudson. And I'm sure I'm missing other people. Oh, my Sam. I can't forget my buddy Sam. He likes to watch the show. We still talk about Aaron Rodgers almost every day. But I'm sure I'm missing a few. But if I did, I'm sorry. But thank you for being part of the success of this show this season. And thanks to everybody that's been watching too. That's about all I have for today's show. Once again, thank you for being part of this great season. And next season be better. So as always, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. I will see you guys in July. So stick around, take care, and have a great beginning of your summer. I will see you soon. Bye.